Hello and welcome to another episode of the Football History Boys on YouTube. Now today we're going to be watching one of the most famous matches of the last 20 years, the Euro 2004 final between Greece and Portugal. Now Portugal have been the hosts of the tournament and were a nation undergoing their golden generation of players. Alongside the influential Cristiano Ronaldo, they had Luis Figo, Rui Costa, Gomez, Maniche, Deco, some fantastic players. And just a few months before, Porto, who were from Portugal, had won the European Cup as well. So Portugal were really at the centre of European football at this time. Against them in the final, Greece. Now Greece were unfancied. They were probably a bit surprised to have qualified in the first place. They'd never done well at a major tournament before, but in the opening game had actually played against Portugal and surprised them by winning 2-1. They got through, to much to everyone's surprise. They're in the final. Let's see how they got on.
The Henri Delaunay Trophy, the cup that signifies the champion nation of Europe, Greece, and then Portugal will face each other again.
Face each other again.
Of Euro 2004. Scolari's team have had...
That man there, Luis Felipe Scolari, he'd won the World Cup with Brazil just a couple of years before this. He was a man who knew how to win major cup finals, a manager who really knew what he was doing. He had managed a side with Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho 2 years before, so this should have been no problem for him against Greece.
Days extra rest, they haven't had to travel either. But,
That man there, Otto Rehhagel, manager of Greece, had developed a side which had become known to be quite pragmatic, a side who could win games even if not always playing attractive football. They had played against some big sides to get to the final and they'd managed to get through them all. So as well as Scolari knowing how to win games, Rehhagel also knew how to win big games.
Otto Rehhagel's men really on cloud nine after the nature of their win over the Czech Republic.
What he says there is they're going to be on cloud nine after the nature of their win against the Czech Republic. Now, in the semi-finals, Greece had played the Czech Republic. And although these days the Czech Republic probably wouldn't be fancied to do that well, in 2004 they had an incredible side with players like Barros, Koller, Nedved, Rosicky, a side which was probably heavily tipped to win the Euros that year. However, Greece had played against him in the semi-final and had won via a silver goal in extra time. Now, silver goal doesn't exist anymore, just like its predecessor, golden goal. Both quite unpopular at the time. But silver goal was different in the way that if you had scored a goal in extra time, it would only become golden if you still held on to that lead at half-time and extra time. Very confusing. The idea of that was that if you conceded, you'd still have a bit of a chance to get a goal back, but if you couldn't do that before half-time, then it'd be all over. However, what Greece had done is they scored their goal through their centre-back, Trianos Delas. They'd scored it in the 105th minute, so just before half-time and extra time. So the goal that he scored was pretty much a golden goal, broke the hearts of the Czech Republic, but it put Greece into the final, and they believed then that they could do anything, that they could even win the biggest thing of all in terms of European competition.
Haven't got the Chavez, the player who took it.
Lovely corner.
What
a header.
The heading power.
That man there, Angelos Karisteas, pretty much unheard of in terms of European football before the Euros. He'd scored the winner against France in the quarter-final from a header again. What's incredible is all three goals in the quarter-final, semi-final and final had come from a cross from the right side and a header to score. Greece won the semi-final and the quarter-final 1-0. They're now 1-0 up in the final of the Euros. Could they hold on to this and shock the footballing world?
Karisteas! They've scored from a corner again. He lifted his head and Portugal hang theirs.
Scored from a corner again.
They are staring at defeat. Oh, it's over! It is over! Greece are the champions of Europe. the ultimate outsiders.
There we go. Greece are the champions of Europe. You can tell by the commentator, I think it's Martin Tyler, the way he's saying it's over, it's over. He is absolutely stunned at the final whistle that Greece have won the Euros. That's an incredible achievement for a side which no one would have considered to even qualify, let alone win the overall tournament. They were a side which had come together at the right time. Zagorakis, Katsourannis, Karagounis, Nikopolidis in goal. Players who were at the peaks and they came together and they ended up winning this tournament, shocking the football world. He's called them now rank outsiders. No one believed it possible. If they'd won the opening game against Portugal, that was merely a fluke. It couldn't happen again. Lightning couldn't strike twice, but they'd actually gone and won it. I remember watching this as an 11-year-old and just being stunned, but also inspired that this side, this underdog side, had won. And it showed millions of people around the world that you don't have to be the best. You don't have to have the best players. You don't have to have the best manager. But if you follow a game plan, if you do things right, if you have incredible support behind you as well, you can do absolutely anything. And this is a true underdog story, and it shows the beauty of football in the fact that you can never guess who's going to win. You can never guess what's going to happen. And this is one of the biggest upsets of all.
At the start of the tournament, and even at the start of this final,
amazing scenes there.
Fairy story.
Football and fairy story. Couldn't have put it better myself.
Europe are Greece.
Incredible. Zagorakis lifting the trophy there. He was given the player of the tournament in the end as well, and that's a tournament which had some incredible players in it. Zidane, you had Rooney as an 18-year-old emerging onto the scene. You had, as I said before, the Czech Republic's Nedved. You had Ronaldo, Figo, some incredible players. But this Greek player, who was a bit of a Leicester City reject, became the player of the tournament, lifting the trophy and becoming a Greek hero in the process. A couple of months later, then Greece held the Olympics in 2004 as well. So I've written about it in our book, which is here. For the first time in a few thousand years, Greece were once again at the centre of the universe. Incredible story. I remember it so well. Hope you've enjoyed this video. The link to the original video will be in the description below. If you have any ideas of what we could watch next, let us know. Comment down there. Please like, please subscribe. It means a lot to us. Thank you very much. Until next time.